Salam Zadra and good day everyone. Today we as a group here would like to attempt to present the group assignment for the subject SPEQ 3732 Project Management. Before moving in to the group assignment and the presentation, I would like to introduce you to the title and the group members who are involved. The title that we have chosen is a decision tree, and the group members who are involved in the group assignment would be Chiao Xiumin, Chiamchu Chaijing, myself Devendran son of Ramesh, Jennifer Sublimitri, Lau Siu Chi, and Muhammad Ibrahim and Muhammad Hassan. Let's dive into the presentation. I would like to welcome you to the presentation with introducing you to the concept of project management. According to Project Management Institute, the discipline of project management can be defined as the art of directing and coordinating human and material resources throughout the life of a project by using modern management techniques to achieve a predetermined objective of scope, cost, time, and quality with participation satisfaction. The involvement of work stages in project management is very vital, and the work stages of planning, coordination, and execution requires competent tools in order to create a complete coordinated work schedule. This explains the importance of work schedule, and the idea of work schedule requires the knowledge of project and operation. Understanding what is project, which means that typically a one-time job that has a defined objective and magnitude of work to be performed with a predetermined budget carried out by a temporary organization. While operation means a process of repetitive and continuous daily work that produces identical or similar products for a very long time. The concept of project management is followed with methods and functions. Some of the methods and functions here are planning, organizing, coordination, controlling, and motivating. As I have mentioned earlier, project management is associated with models and tools. Here are some of the displays of models and tools in today's project management. Gantt chart, program evaluation review technique, critical path method, work breakdown structure, network diagram, a resource smoothing, and decision tree are some of the models, example models that are being used in today's project management.
Hello everyone, my name is Chai Jing. Now I will talk about the probability theory in decision analysis. Probability is the analysis of uncertainty or randomness where it is a number that reflects the chance of possibility for a random variable to occur in a specific event. There are three basic rules of probability. First of all, the multiplication rule. The multiplication rule is a way to find the possibility that two events is occurring at the same time. Secondly, the additional rule. It is a way to find the probability where the events are mutually exclusive since they cannot occur at the same time. For example, when two events X or Y are mutually exclusive, the probability of either X or Y will happen is the sum of the probability of each event. Thirdly, the conditioning probability. Conditioning probability is an event that is likely to occur with some relationship to one or more other events. For instance, event A is that it is raining outside today and the probability is 25%. Event B is that Ali will go to play basketball and the probability is 50%. A conditional probability would like to look at these two events in relationship with one another, such as the probability that both it is raining and Ali will go outside to play basketball. Now I will talk about the decision tree. A decision tree is a diagram of the possible consequences of a set of linked choices. It enables an individual to compare the possible acts against one another based on their costs, possibilities, and advantages. It can also be used to push discussion or to map out an algorithm that mathematically predict the best option. A decision tree analysis is a graphical representation of multiple possible methods to solve problems. A decision tree analysis is generated by answering a series of questions that proceed until a final choice can be made. The figure below shows the tree diagram for the toss of a coin. A coin has two branches, which is a head and a tail. The probability of each branch is written on the branch. Meanwhile, the outcome is written on the end of the branch. We can extend the diagram to two tosses of coin and calculate the overall probabilities by multiply the probabilities along the branches and add the probabilities down the column.
Advantages of decision tree include easy to read and interpret. The results of the decision tree are easy to read and interpret without needing statistical knowledge. This is because that the decision tree do not have complex formula and just apply with simple math, and the data is represented by the graphic. Next, easy to prepare. Decision tree method requires less effort for data analysis if compared to other methods. However, it requires the users to have a ready information or data to generate new variable to predict the target variable. Next, congruency. A significant benefit of a decision tree is that it forces all possible consequences of a decision to be considered and illustrates each row to a conclusion. It includes a comprehensive overview of the implications for each branch and defines decision nodes that require further analysis. Next, versatile. It is useful tool to assign users to make decisions under uncertain conditions. Decision trees are a common sense technique used to find the best solution to problems with uncertainty by construct a simple decision tree diagram. Disadvantages of decision tree include unstable nature. A minor change in the data will result in a giant change in the decision tree structure, which can convert a different outcome than what users get in a common situation. Next, less effective in predicting the outcome of a continuous variable. When the main objective of the user is to predict the result of a continuous variable, then the result of the prediction are less effective. This is because during categories the variable into several categories will cause the decision tree link to lose the information. Example of decision tree: the company have three options whether to tender for MS1, tender for MS2 only, and also third tender for both MS1 and MS2. First step, we need to find out the total profit for each of the paths from the initial nodes to the terminal nodes. The result is shown in the diagram. Step 2, we need to calculate the expected monetary value EMV by multiplying the value of each possible outcome and each outcome change of occurring and total the result. The best decision is to tender for MS1 only with the tender price of 150 because the EMV is the highest, which is 32.45. The downside is a loss of 15 when lost the contract, and the upside is 47 when win the contract.
Hello, my name is Lao Xiuqi, and now I will going on for the case study in this project. The construction company that our group have been chosen is AS Global Resources Sdn Bhd. It is a civil engineering construction and general construction transportation agents. The first problem that the company have been faced is to choose the right subcontractor for the electrical and mechanical works. There are altogether 4 subcontractors, which namely A, B, C, and D that can be chosen. Every subcontractor have provided their price of bid and the probability of delays if they do for the electrical and mechanical works for the proposed project. And then the solutions are being constructed into a decision tree diagram in order to analyze which of the subcontractors require the lowest cost and should be chosen. Next, this is the result that obtained for the total cost of each subcontractor. According to the calculation, AS Global Resources Sdn Bhd should choose for subcontractor A, which the bid of price is 135,000 because subcontractor A has the lowest bid price and lowest estimated cost caused by both possible outcomes. If AS Global Resources Sdn Bhd choose subcontractor A, the associated cost will be either 135,000 or 149,400. If the project is indeed led to be delivered, AS Global Resources Sdn Bhd only needs to pay 149,400 comparing to the other alternative subcontractors.
The second problem that faced by AS Global Resources Sdn Bhd, which is the lack of focus or insufficient workers.
Currently, the company is considering hiring 10 skilled or unskilled workers. The key difference between these two types of work is that specialist training is required for skilled workers, whereas unskilled workers is not required. That's why skilled workers will complete the job more quickly but at higher wages, and unskilled workers are slower at work but their wages are lower. Consequently, it's important for this company to determine which types of workers to use. There are 4 decision options by this company to resolve the issue of insufficient workers. Based on the table, if this company hires unskilled workers, the work will be completed in a longer period of time. But at 125 ringgit a day, the expenses incurred to pay unskilled workers would be smaller. When hiring unskilled workers, 40% of the job opportunities would be completed within 80 weeks. Meanwhile, if this company hires skilled workers, the work will be completed in a shorter time than unskilled workers. As you can see from the table, 60% of the job opportunities will be completed in just 52 weeks. However, if skilled workers are hired, the cost of paying these workers will be higher than unskilled workers, which is 180 ringgit per day, where the percentage between difference between the two prices is 44%. And this is the decision tree diagram for this problem. There are tunnel for unskilled workers and tunnel for skilled workers. The unskilled workers total node, which is the node 1 and node 2, with the total 459,800 ringgit, and the skilled workers with the total 472,500 ringgit, which is the unskilled workers more lower than skilled workers. For the conclusion, this company should choose to employ unskilled workers because their wages are lower. Furthermore, with this option, the estimated cost resulting from all possible results is smaller.
My name is Muhammad Ibrahim. Will present to you about problem 3. The problem that appeared from the project is the drainage subcontractor had been delayed because of the problem they faced from flood disaster. The cost for drainage installation for one house is priced at 125,000 and the wage for workmanship is 28,130 ringgit. So the solution is, first, by adding workers, the new cost becomes 38,540 ringgit and the probability becomes 0.3. And the second, by extend work hours, the new cost becomes 34,410 ringgit and the probability becomes 0.5. And lastly, by hiring specialists, the new cost becomes 40,400 ringgit and the probability becomes 0.2. Next, we move to the tree diagram. A represent for increase the quantity of workers, B represent make workers do overtime, C for hiring specialists. Each of solution have 3 impact, whether work complete on time or work delay or work finish early. Now, I will share the result. By adding workers, the total cost become 163,540 ringgit. By extend work hours, the total cost become 159,410 ringgit, and by hiring specialists, the cost become 165,400 ringgit. From the decision tree, we can conclude extend work hours give more benefit rather than adding workers or hiring specialists. Although by hiring specialists, the work finished early, but the cost is very high, which is 5,990 ringgit more than cost of extending work hours.